All right, welcome back. We're going to have another round of comparisons for small combo amps, either 5 or 10 watts in some cases. And last time around, I felt that it was a little bit unmatched. We had some with 8-inch speakers. An 8-inch speaker is just a little boxy sounding by nature, and in a smaller cabinet. This time we're aiming to get pretty much everything into a 10-inch speaker. We've got a Laney. Let's see, the Laney Cub10. That's actually a 10-watt amplifier. Laney Cub10, the VHT Special 6, which has a 10-inch speaker. Marshall DSL 5C, also with a 10-inch speaker, and it's 5 watts. The Vox AC4 C1, which was in the kind of a favorite in the last Shootout, so we figured we'd put that back in here. And the Career by Felleretta, which actually has a 12-inch speaker. That was also kind of a favorite among everyone in the last comparison. It might have been the 12-inch speaker. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to have a listen and find out. This time we're also going to switch up the guitars a little bit as we go. We've got here just a good old Tex-Mex Fender Strat for sort of the clean sound at the beginning. Then we'll go with a Herfner Colorama with P90s. Okay, I wanted to get that P90 sound in there. And then finally, we'll crank them up and see what each one has on its own gain. There'll be no pedals or additional distortion or anything, so the amps have got to just show you what they can do on their own. And, the humbuckers will help push that gain up a little bit higher there. All right? So I hope this helps you out, especially if you don't have a guitar shop nearby that has all the amps for you to have a look and listen and play on. And enjoy. And let me know in the comments what you think. Here we go. First up is the Career by Felleretta amplifier. It's actually the only one out of the group with a 12-inch speaker in it. I don't know if that'll give it a big advantage in the low-end notes, but we will find out. And I should just note that this is the Strat is on the dual position of neck and middle pickups. Okay, so that gives it just a good clean Strat kind of sound. Anyway, so here we go. On to the Vox AC4 C1. This is down to a 10-inch speaker now. And it has a definite mid-range focus on this amplifier, which makes it excellent for recording. Very actually balanced across the spectrum. I find when I record with this one, I don't need to EQ around in the low end very much, which is really a boon for a home recording amplifier. For gigs, it's a little bit thin. On to the Laney Cub10. It's a 10-inch speaker as well. Okay, you'll hear right away, in comparison to the Vox, a little bit more low-end resonance. All right, this is the VHT Special 6. Okay, the Marshall DSL 5C is next up. The most feature-laden, the only one with 2 channels actually, a clean channel and a gain channel. And the clean channel set on about 3, which is where most of the other amps had to be set to get this similar volume, is already getting a little... Right, it's already getting a little bit hairy, so I was surprised. I thought the Vox would do that, but live and learn. Here's the riff. right, now we'll move on to the sort of half distorted sounds, which we'll do with the Colorama and P90s. So while we're right here with the Marshall, I've just switched over to the ultra gain channel. Just as a note, I'm leaving the EQ flat and leaving out their tone shift and bass bump kind of buttons and all that, just to give a very straight impression of what it is. And just went to drop G tuning here with the Höfner Colorama guitar with P90s. All right, back to the Career by Felleretta. Again, 12-inch speaker on this one, which gives us a little bit more low end. Now back to the Vox AC4 C1. All right, the Laney Cub10. And in comparison to the 5-watt amplifiers, which we've heard previous to this, you'll notice that the 10 watts tends to not get as broken up and fizzy early on. Here the gain is set actually even a little bit higher than the others, and it's still... All right, so it's got a little bit more headroom. Next up, the VHT Special 6, and this one has a doesn't have a master volume. It just has a pull boost. So you have your volume and then yank on that switch, and that'll give you the boost. If you have that up and you have a external jack foot switch in there, you can switch that on the fly if you need to. So anyway. Nice sounding amp. All right, cycling all the way back around to the Career by Felleretta again. Now gain cranked, bridge position humbucker on the Les Paul style guitar, and let's just see what it sounds like. Sounds good, I think. All right, the Vox AC4 C1 with the gain totally cranked, the master volume around the middle. That's the kind of the limit on a lot of these smaller amps. You know, you start cranking the gain and the master volume and you get a lot of mud. But this one is the quietest of the bunch when you're in that sort of sweet spot, which makes it really great for home recording. All right, the Laney. Now this one can get a lot louder than the others, being 10 watts. So I've got it. I've got the master down a little bit more. That might not be fair because it kind of might rob a little bit of the low end. But I'm just trying to keep them at a similar playing volume here. So. Now the VHT Special 6 with the pull to boost function set. All right, there's no master volume on this one. It's got a just one volume, very, very simple controls. But on the back, there's a foot switch. So if you're using it live, you can just either have that pulled up, and then roll your volume back, or step on that for a boost, and off you go. Cool mid-range on that one. The Marshall DSL 5C, the most feature-laden of the bunch, the most expensive, definitely the most tweakable. However, also the one with, for sure, the most gain. Even in the lower gain test on the ultra gain channel with the gain down pretty low, it has a certain clipped quality that the other ones don't. The other amps stay a little bit more dynamic, and this can be an advantage or a disadvantage. It's just something that you should be aware of. And anyway, here we go. Crank to the hilt gain on the DSL 5C. All right, if you you hit the tone scoop in there and start getting your crunch and munch on. All right, it's going to get really crunchy and marshally like that, like an 800 series kind of sound. This amp is definitely voiced most, I think, in the direction of metal kind of stuff. You can get your gent in there, Definitely also not what I'd consider an amplifier that's designed to be sort of like a pedal platform. The Vox is sort of one-trick pony. Now, these are just all my opinions. You listen and decide for yourself. But the Vox does that Vox AC thing really cool, and not a lot of other kind of sounds. The Career is a really cool and flexible amplifier. Unfortunately, not available as far as I know in the U.S., just in Europe. And the Laney and the VHT have their own, each have their own voice, and I would consider those two definitely to be the sort of pedal platform kind of amplifiers. They can definitely get a lot louder with an external cabinet, and they just have an open, dynamic kind of tone that's ready to, as a canvas, to put a tube screamer in front of it, a fuzz in front of it, etc., and sculpt your own tone out of that. All right, that wraps up the comparison. I hope that's been useful to you. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out the other lessons that I do, and come visit jodocmusic.com. We also build a range of guitar pedals that you can plug into these little 5-watt wonders and get some really cool additional sounds out of them. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time around.